we have a way of saying, my July 26th is on you, my Christmas is on you, and I think some of us started receiving those kinds of messages even in November. And I know if I can receive that, Jaso can receive it, Dr. Conan and Boakai and others, how much more about the president? The whole country's Christmas is on the president. And how can the president conceivably meet those demands? No way. Because we know how little we pay presidents here. But President Boakai has decided to give the Liberian people Christmas in a sophisticated way. And this December, he's just been rolling the Christmas in advance. In advance. Last week, you all heard about the signing of the $124 million HEF financing agreement with our partners, the U.S. government. That's for HEF. Last Wednesday, our country, through its visionary leadership, was reconfirmed for a second MCC compact. We're now in negotiation, in compact development, and we'll give you other details later. On Thursday, I signed with the Kuwaitis an agreement for financing of the Banga-Menekoma Highway. We've mobilized from the Kuwaitis, the Saudis, the Badea, the OPEC Fund for International Development, more than $80 million for that highway. Work is ongoing to Saraye. The great intention is that work will not stop until we reach Vonjaman. And that the legislature, thanks to our colleagues at the legislature, just ratified the Pavic Fort agreement that will ensure that Pavic Fort and his partners will start from Vonjaman to Menekoma. This week, thanks to the Vice President and the Road Fund and others, we're making some advance payment so that the contractor can start work to ship the yellow machines. From this occasion, the EU head of delegation and myself are going to have a press conference to announce the remitting of good amount of budget support today. Tomorrow, the central bank governor and his team are going to launch what is called the interoperability of the two mobile networks, so that if you have Orange mobile money, you can now send money to Lone Star mobile money. Mr. President, I could go on and on, but I think I need to stop. So you are giving the Christmas in a lot of ways. And I just want to say thanks to you, Mr. President, for your visionary leadership. You said that your duty was not to curse the darkness, but to light the candle. And you're lighting the candle in all the sectors, concomitantly. So, I'm happy today because of this project. I want to say thanks to Dr. Jala and the team at the Ministry of Education. You know, we know that today we can talk about launching, but we have rules to track. I can recall the dedication and the passion in Washington, D.C., negotiating the financing with Georgia and her team and the GPE team And let me thank all the donors, including those that contribute to the pool fund of GPE, including the EU and others. Let me thank the World Bank. The emphasis here is, I told Georgia, I like this, reducing learning poverty. Reducing learning poverty. Because when we talk poverty, people only think about cash and the issue of bread and butter. What is bread and butter? Some would say, what is the essence of the occasion? How does it address the bread and butter issue? Some will say so. All I can say is this. Today, I can afford my bread and butter. The president can afford his bread and butter. Dr. Jala can afford, and many of you here can afford your bread and butter, and maybe with some cheese. But it could only happen because of a strong foundation. Yes, back, we all had a strong foundation. So, in the context of intergenerational equity, where today's generation is fair to tomorrow's generation, we cannot only be thinking about bread and butter for today, but bread and butter for tomorrow. I know that we are doing a whole lot in the school feeding program, which government is funding, but this is beyond school feeding. Dr. Jala and her team, working with the government, who have just bought loaves of bread and some butter to put all in the schools and to say, yeah, we've addressed the bread and butter issue. We addressed the bread and butter issue and make our young folks to have shaky foundations. If the foundation is shaky, the superstructure could collapse like a pack of cards. Strong foundation. Madam Minister, thank you very much. Mr. President, thanks for the guidance. At the level of the Ministry of Finance, we want to say thanks to all our partners. The World Bank, who launched the new country program framework the last time, in which you are pledging almost 500 million to support the development of this country over the next 5 years. And reducing learning poverty is key to this. In the arrest agenda, we've dedicated 2.3. Our target is to raise upwards of $2 billion for human capacity development. And we are on course, in spite of turbulence. We are on course. I want to say that we are mobilizing resources from multiple partners. Some of the resources we mobilize may pass through the budget. Some, like this, is not in the budget. But we are working to ensure that our critical sectors are funded. So we like the topicality of the debate, of the budget, but we want you to look at the panorama. Look at the panorama. $88 million for education. And we are concluding with our partners more than $30 million support. One of the partners was here recently, OFIT, to what we call the Special Agricultural Processing Zone. We have to transform agriculture, take it from its rudimentary level, value addition, and agribusiness. That project is not in the budget. It's on course. It's been sluggish, but we're taking some actions and our partners are getting excited. So, I want to say that today we are launching this project. We have a 5-year time frame for implementation. And sometimes projects like these have a way of delaying too long. There were some projects that we started, the past government in 2016, meant for 4 years. Mr. President will soon be dedicating the project in March or April. That's in the health sector. Imagine, 2016, 4-year project. Hasn't been completed. Will be completed next year. But as we delay projects, the government is obligated to pay what is called commitment fees, especially if it is not grant, it's loan. And I say, no matter how concessional it is, it's 50 years, we pay. And this government, to enhance its credibility, is paying back. And the counterpart funding, some of the reasons why projects delay is that government needs to pay to do some things. And if the government doesn't do it, the project doesn't go. So people are wondering how this government seems to be achieving, hitting target. It's because we're meeting the counterpart funding obligations. And it is because we have decided to ensure that we don't slip on our debt service obligation to partners. So next year, the budget we have about 25 million to pay back the World Bank. People will not see why. You saw what he said. In 6 years, you start to pay. We're going to be talking about these things. When it comes to payment, it's not only the burden of the President and the Minister of Finance. The country's burden. When we pay, our credibility is strengthened, we get more for development. So I want to say thank you to all for everything, and to conclude by saying, or by quoting the Chinese philosopher, Confucius, because I think the President read some Confucius philosophy. Because Confucius says that if you are planning for a year, plant corn or rice. And if you are planning for a decade, plant trees. But if you are planning for a lifetime, educate people. And so that's what we're doing here. The President is planning for the lifetime, not just his time. Generations of the future, because of what we do today, will benefit. So, Mr. President, thank you. Madam Minister and your team, thank you very much. And my team by the Ministry of Finance that work with you all in this, we say thank you. Thank to all the partners who donated to this process. Thank you most profusely.
Liberia's Minister of Finance and Development Planning. And Mr. Minister, I hereby appoint you as special advisor to the Minister of Information due to your proficiency in messaging. You know, in 1992, I was still young. And then the war octopus was introduced in Liberia. An operation was announced, and it was called Operation Octopus. It was meant to capture our capital by military force. Today we see the re-emergence of the war octopus, but for a good reason. Our development initiative now, as they were outlined by the minister, can be best described as an Operation Octopus, but for development. And if you are from South Africa, maybe it's easier to say what is going on is development vuvuzela. We don't take additional remarks as reflected in the program, but I want to appeal to the speakers to be brief so that we don't keep our president here too long. But before we do that, we have a musical performance by students from the Liberia School of the Blind, if they are here. Yeah, check. So they're coming from the back. You want him to sing from the back, or you bring it in? Let's clap for them as they come forward. You think so? Patrick, you gotta help your answer. You can't go.
You can say it else or it's on reverse evil or the lunch.
Okay, praise the Lord. This song is dedicated to everyone here, and one of the students will do the introduction of the song, but we have on the Liberia School for the Blind, Mr. President, His Excellency Joseph Boakai, and your darling wife, Madam Boakai, and our able minister, Madam Jara. We want to say thank you for inviting us. And we want to invite you all to our campus one of these days. So we'll be doing our Basel song. Gabi, just please introduce the song.
Amen. The song says, Bomo Anaji. And it means, Lord, we have come to say thank you for all you have done for us. Amen.
Amonyinembi. Tikosibla. Yoblikonyo. Auto amusopo. Amonyinembi. Tikosibla. Yoblikonyo. Amusopo. Amonyinembi. Tikosibla. Yoblikonyo. Asinyoni queen church. Sinyoni queen. Akeni nebye. Potense. Nanya minuenje. Asinyoni queen church. Sinyoni queen. Akeni nebye. Potense. Nanya minuenje. Asinyoni queen. Sinyoni queen. Akeni nebye. Potense. Nanya minuenje. Apopo anadio. Akeni nebye. Potense. Nanya minuenje. Shortly we do the inclusive song. You know, we are included now. No one is left behind. So we have the BL and the SI learning together, meaning the blind, the visually impaired students, and those that are seeing. So they are our seeing counterparts, and so we did an inclusive song.
We support inclusive education. We too have a voice. Every school needs inclusive education. We must be a part. We support inclusive education. We do have a voice. Every school
needs inclusive education.
We must be a part.
We must be a part.
We support
inclusive education.
We do have a
voice.
Every school needs inclusive education.
We must be a part.
We must be a part.
We have the right to go to school and compete with our sighted counterpart. We must build our self-esteem. This is why we need inclusive education. We support inclusive education. We do have a voice.
Every school needs inclusive education.
We must be a part.
We must be a part.
We
support inclusive education.
We do have a voice.
Every school needs inclusive education.
We must be a part.
We must be a part.
Visually impaired person
need to be included. Hearing impaired person need to be included. Physically disabled need to be included. Visually impaired need to be included. Hearing impaired need to be included. Physically physically disabled
need to be included.
need to be included.
Visually impaired
Visually impaired person
need to be included.
need to be included.
Hearing impairment
Hearing impaired person
need to be included.
need to be included.
Physically
Physically
disabled
disabled
need to be included.
need to be included.
We support
We support inclusive education.
We do have a voice
We do have a voice.
in every school.
Every school needs inclusive education.
We must be a part.
We must be a part.
We support
We support inclusive education.
We do have a voice.
We do have a voice.
Every school.
Every school needs inclusive education.
We must be a part.
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 No discrimination
We must be a part.
in all Liberia.
We must be a part.
All around the world.
We must be a part. Thank you.
Let's keep clapping for them as they leave the stage with that wonderful singing. Thank you, dear students. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you, students. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So the first song they sang in the Bahasa vernacular says, Lord, we have come to thank you for all that you've done for us. That's what they were saying in that Bahasa song. Let's clap for them one more time. We now invite the lady that was referred to by the president just on, was it Friday, as a strong superintendent. And she's the head of the Superintendent Council of Liberia, Superintendent called Weah for her remarks.
Your Excellency, President Joseph Yuman Boakai Sr., President of the Republic of Liberia, our Honorable and beloved First Lady, Madam Katumu Boakai, Honorable Yan Chief Lomo, House Committee Chair on Education, the Honorable members of the Cabinet, our distinguished development partners, officials of government present, past government officials, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, our students, superintendents of the counties here present, members of the Fourth Estate, one and all. On behalf of the Council of Superintendents and of people of all 15 counties of Liberia, I stand here with a message of gratitude, recognition, and unwavering commitment. First, let me speak or hard truth, one that we all know. The true heroes of our nation are not often always in the hall like this. They are in classrooms. In some instances, at hard-to-reach facilities. They are our teachers, especially our rural teachers. Many work in places with no lights, no easy access, and very few materials. This project speaks directly to the schools in the interior parts of Liberia, in the tough terrains, and in communities beyond the last motto, in Yawa Mesna, or villages across the Sesta River. To the students in Feshtown and in Vonchima, in Bapolu and other parts of this country, this project is for you. It is a message to you that you too belong to Liberia, that decent learning environment and quality foundation too matters for you. To our kids in rural communities, we are celebrating for you, just as we would do for kids in urban communities. It is a project that brings not just lessons, but decency and hope. For far too long, there continues to exist a huge disparity between our urban comfort and rural realities. But under this Boakai-led government, we are seeing significant and intentional commitment to bridge the divide. Mr. President, we say thank you for the leadership you continue to provide for our country. Under the leadership of Minister Jala, there is a clear will to bring our entire school system on par. From Monrovia to Seneca, from Kakata to Zwechu, from Fishtown to Harper, from Barclayville to Greenville. And this is where our partnership is crucial. As county administrations, under the Ministry of Internal Affairs, or should I say under the Ministry of Local Government, we control the towns and villages where these schools and children are. We are the local government. We see these challenges every day. Because we local government officials are frontliners, whether there is school in that area or not, we feel the pain of our people. That is why we are here and more than happy today for this project. We see it not as a gift from Monrovia, but as a tool for our hands in our communities every day in every county. And as chairperson of the Superintendent Council of Liberia, I stand here today to declare on behalf of all the 15 county administrations across Liberia to be the custodian of this project at the local level. We will ensure it does not stay in county capitals, but travel to every chieftain, every clan, and every town. We commit to working hand in hand with the Ministry of Education to ensure that this project is jealously protected. We will mobilize our town chiefs, our community leaders, mayors, women, youth groups, and elders, and parents to own up to this project. Because when a child interpreter learns to read, Liberia is stronger. Or when a child in a remote village in Bong County solves a math problem, Liberia is smarter. This is how we build our nation, not from the top down, but from the foundation up, and from the interior out. Let us leave here today united behind this project. Let us build a Liberia where every child in every corner of every county has a fair start that he or she deserves. The foundation of a brighter, more united Liberia starts now. This is how His Excellency, our President, wants us to continue thinking Liberia, loving Liberia, and together building Liberia. Thank you very much, and God bless you.
The Iron Lady and head of the Superintendent Council. Thank you. We quickly call on Mr. David Boakai, County Education Officer, Bong County, who is chairperson of the CEOs.
Thank you. His Excellency Joseph Boakai, Senior, President of the Republic of Liberia, Madam First Lady, honorable members of the 55th Legislature present here, Dr. Jaso Marijara, Minister of Education, and members of the senior management team, other members of the cabinet here present, honorable superintendents, development partners, distinguished guests, implementing institutions, fellow county education officers, educators, members of the Fourth Estate, ladies and gentlemen. I bring you warm greetings from Boakai County and from all county education officers across Liberia. It is with great honor and profound appreciation that I stand before you today on behalf of my colleagues to witness and participate in the official launch of the Excellence in Learning in Liberia project, EXCELL. This project represents a significant milestone in our collective effort to strengthen the quality, equity, and effectiveness of education in Liberia. EXCELL aligns directly with the Ministry of Education's vision of improving learning outcomes, enhancing teacher capacity, strengthening school leadership, and ensuring that every Liberian child, regardless of location, has access to quality education. As county education officers, we are the frontline implementers of national education policies at the county level. We therefore recognize that the success of the EXCELL project will depend not only on sound policy and strong partnerships, but also on effective coordination, ownership, and commitment at the local level. On behalf of all county education officers, I wish to pledge our full and unwavering support to the Ministry of Education, as well as to all development partners and implementing organizations involved in this project. We commit ourselves to working collaboratively in our respective counties to ensure the smooth implementation, transparency, accountability, and sustainability of EXCELL interventions. Specifically, we assure the ministry and our partners that county education offices will, 1, provide leadership and coordination at the county level, 2, facilitate community and stakeholder engagement, 3, support monitoring, supervision, and reporting processes, and 4, ensure alignment of EXCELL activities with county education priorities and school improvement plans. In Boakai County and across Liberia, we are prepared to serve as reliable partners, bridging national policy with school-level action. We believe that through shared responsibility and strong collaboration, EXCELL will deliver meaningful and measurable improvements in teaching and learning outcomes. Let me conclude by commending the Ministry of Education for its leadership and vision, and by thanking our development partners for their continual investment in Liberia's education sector. Together, let us seize this opportunity to transform our classrooms, empower our teachers, and secure a brighter future for our children. On behalf of the county education officers of Liberia, I say, we are committed, we are ready, and we stand fully in support of the EXCELL project. Thank you.
The county education officers are the ministers of education in the county. So when they come to make representation, and that representation is not okay, then you know the school system got a problem. But Chief, you represented your colleagues well, so clap for him one more time. We now invite to the podium the Honorable Nyan G. Flomo, Chairman, House Committee on Education, the Honorable House of Representatives.
Minister. Good afternoon. Your Excellency, President Joseph Newman Boakai, President of the Republic of Liberia, Madam First Lady, our dear Minister, Madam Jala, and the Ministry of Education family, Minister Gafwan and the Minister of Finance and Development family, our development partners, including the World Bank, UNICEF, and the Global Partner for Education, the European Union, members of the Diplomatic Corps, fellow Liberians, the Fourth Estate, distinguished ladies and gentlemen. Today marks a pivotal moment for the future of our nation. We gather here today to launch the Excellence in Learning project. We believe this is a transformative initiative made possible by generous support from the World Bank through a $60 million loan and the Global Partnership for Education through a $28.7 million grant. On behalf of the Speaker of the House of Representatives and members of the 55th Legislature and the people of Liberia that we serve, we want to extend our profound gratitude to all our partners, the Ministry of Education and the government of Liberia for this venture. The investment, totaling nearly $90 million, represents more than a financial transaction. It is a covenant with our children, a bet on our national potential, and a trust planted in our institutions. How we manage this opportunity will determine our educational landscape for generations to come. Therefore, as chairman of the committee overseeing both education and public administration, I feel compelled to outline the principles that must guide the project from now onward. And I would like to reiterate the concerns that my colleagues and I made during the public hearing for the ratification of the $16 million loan component. One concern is accountability and transparency, and that is for us non-negotiable. This fund is drawn from international partners, but it is ultimately secured against the future of our citizens. We take 50 years to pay back. Every dollar must be accounted for. We will not tolerate past situation of ghost projects, where the projects were completed, and you visit the area, the projects are not available. We will exercise our oversight mandate to the fullest to ensure that we get value for money. This is not a threat, but a solemn duty. We demand clear, accessible, and real-time public reporting on all expenditures. The implementing agencies must work with an open book philosophy. To our partners, we want to say thank you for your trust intended to improve our system. And this trust, we believe, is well placed. We also need robust corruption safeguard so that at the end of the day, the issue of transparency and accountability can be addressed. History has taught us that large-scale projects can become targets for mismanagement. We have learned from that history. This project requires not just a procedural safeguard, but a culture of integrity to all those actors who will be involved. We call for the immediate establishment of an independent multi-stakeholder monitoring unit with the authority to audit the process and investigate red flags as we go along. We call on the ministry and her partners to establish a whistleblower mechanism that those who will see the wrongs being done, when they report them, they are not exposed and punished, but they are protected by that mechanism. Let me be clear. Any attempt to divert resources away from this project, you are diverting resources from our children. We also are interested at the legislature in tangible outcomes and measurability. We are not here to merely disburse funds. We're here to deliver on results. Success cannot be measured only in classrooms, built or textbooks distributed. We will monitor the teacher training, equality, and student retention. We must measure learning outcomes by measuring indicators, visible indicators. When we had a public hearing, one of the issues we raised was whether we will have geographic balance. And looking at the project document, where the 73 electoral districts are captured, we believe that in the selection process, we must also be involved. Because you're not capturing education district, you're also capturing electoral districts. And so even though we are a separate branch of government, but our constitution provides that we coordinate. And so, Madam Minister, would like to appeal to you that in the selection process at the electoral district level, whether it's your county education officer or your technical team, let them get in touch with our respective lawmakers so that they can have an input or can have an understanding about how the selection is being done. Why are you guys laughing? My man, we okay the money, so you all want to be part of sharing the money again, my people. What kind of man are you so? To our colleagues in government, this is our chance to change the narrative. To our development partners, hold us on our word. Because the money you are spending, they are also public money from some of your country. And if we don't manage it well, it means we are also not preparing to manage the future of our country. To the World Bank and the Global Partnership for Education, you are giving us a powerful tool. This project is going to be a powerful tool. It is not our responsibility to wield it with wisdom, integrity, and unwavering focus on the future. Let us all work together to build a legacy of educational excellence that is accountable, clean, results-driven, and inclusive. I want to say thank you and may God bless this project in Mama Liberia.
Chair of the House Committee on Education. I guess Senator Magio is in here. Is there a process? All right.
Madam First Lady of Liberia, Mr. Chairman of the House Committee on Education, Madam Minister of Education and members of the President's Cabinet, Madam Ambassador of the European Union and members of the Diplomatic Corps, Madam Country Manager of the World Bank, heads and representatives of international organizations and international partners, development partners, Madam Chair and members of the Superintendent's Council, the Honorable, the Mayor of the City of Monrovia, other officials of government, Mr. Chairman of Make Group, and Han and brother, former officials of government, students, all other invited guests, members of the press, distinguished ladies and gentlemen. On the occasion of the official launch of the project, styled Excellence in Learning in Liberia, EXCELL, I have the honor at this time to present to you His Excellency Joseph Newman Boakai Sr., President of the Republic of Liberia, who will deliver special remarks on this occasion.
Welcome, please have your seats. Want to thank you all for coming. For those of you who have followed the history of Liberia in education, we came from good, bad, mess, best, now excellent. I think we want to keep it at excellent for now. Want to recognize the ministers of government, Madam First Lady, members of the legislature, our development partners, excellencies, members of the diplomatic corps, our parents, students, members of the full estate, fellow Liberians. I want to start by thanking our partners, and as I listen to them today, it reminds me of a little girl who was praying for a pair of shoes, and she was shouting so much, and somebody said, "You don't need to shout. God is not deaf." And he said that my auntie in the room, they're supposed to buy the shoes. So you keep our promises. And I listen to Andy, to one. We want to thank you so much for making it clear as to what this country needs to move. I want to recognize here our partners that just arrived, the Korean partners who are here. Will you just stand, let them see you? And the MEG group who are here to contribute to the development of this country. Came with a big plate, and we're very happy to have you here. I am very pleased to be with you today as we launch the Excellence in Learning project in Liberia, widely known as EXCELL. And I want to thank the children from the School of the Blind. I want to say to them, your Christmas is on me. Today is more than just unveiling a program. It is a clear statement of who we are as Liberians and as a nation, what we believe about the future of our children. At its core, the project speaks to a simple but powerful truth that every Liberian child, no matter where that child is born or raised, deserves quality education and a real opportunity to succeed. And as a matter of fact, we are a product of that. When we invest in education, we are not just building schools or training teachers. We are shaping the future of our country. Education is the foundation on which national development is built. If we get education right, we set Liberia on the right path where generations unborn. I always say this government and we are not about the next election, we are about the next generation. We fail our children in the classroom, we risk failing the Liberia tomorrow. This is why EXCELL matters. It is a bold vision of inclusive, enriched, transformative, and impact. We're therefore here today to roll out this all-important program that bears the following four critical target areas. 1, improving equitable access to primary education through the construction of 100 innovative climate resilient schools. 2, school capitation grant program targeting school renovation, rehabilitation, and performance-based grants to incentivize merit and excellence at schools. 3, school-based violence prevention program. 4, system strengthening to deliver foundational learning through the conduct of a timely and quality annual school census and national primary learning assessments. Through this initiative, more than 350 children will benefit. Over 15,000 teachers will receive better training and support. School leaders across 15 counties in every political district will be better equipped to lead. Our schools will become safer, stronger, more resilient. This is how we intentionally build Liberia's human capital fairly and sustainably. The EXCELL project fits squarely within my government's agenda for inclusive development, especially our commitment to human capital development. It directly addresses the long-standing challenges in our education sector and turn those challenges into opportunities for reform, innovation, and lasting improvement. Let me be very clear. This is not just a project. It is not financing. It is an impactful investment in Liberia's future. It is an investment that will pay dividends in higher productivity, reduce inequality, empower girls, stronger communities, and a more competitive nation. But government alone cannot do this. And I'm speaking to those who have openly made commitments here, our educational leaders. I'm reminded some time back, I helped to sponsor some teachers in Lofa County, sometime way back. There were about 37 of them at KRTTI and ZRTTI. And I got a very nice letter from them from their graduation. We want to thank you for sponsoring us. But we want to ask you, as we always in Liberia, when we say thank you, the next thing that follows is a request. Okay. We want to ask you to help us buy our COATSHOOTS coat shoots. This was a letter from teachers who are going to train. And I said to the president at the time, I said, it reminds me about a man and his wife who was fasting. And the woman said, I regret for marrying you. And the man said, look at the woman, can't spell. She called him regret. So you have regret everything. If the graduation teachers are asking for coat shoots, you can just imagine what the students will be writing about. This is serious, and that's why we want to make sure we correct. So I call on our educators, our parents, our community leaders, development partners to take full ownership of this project. I want to urge our legislature, and I thank the men from the House, stand firmly with Liberia's children by supporting a timely ratification of this financial exercise so that we do not lose the importance, opportunity of the financing. And I want for us to work together to ensure that the classrooms of today become the engines of prosperity for tomorrow. Let us make excellence not an exception, but a standard for education in Liberia. Let us continue, as we always say, in all that we do, that we think Liberia, love Liberia, and build Liberia. I want to thank you all for this commitment. When the Minister of Finance were laying out to you some of the things that they tend to do, in support of some of these things that we're doing with the Gender Minister and the Education Minister, we now have at the port 5 containers, 40-foot containers, that are to support some of these projects for children who may not have